All right, it's November 8th, and we're heading out to do a little pond fishing. I'm in upstate New York. The temperature is 46 degrees where I am right now. When we get to the fishing spot, my guess is it's going to be about 37 degrees. My fishing spot is a little more remote, and it's higher altitude. It's about 3,000 feet above where I am right now. So it's about a 40-minute drive. Kind of a remote pond. A smaller pond, it's only about 2 acres, 2.5, 3 acres, but it doesn't see a lot of fishing pressure, and Frosty Acres campground, and people aren't supposed to take fish out of there, so it's pretty good fish population in there. Today is partly cloudy. Like I said, it's probably going to be about 37 degrees up there. I was up there 3 days ago and actually had one of the worst sessions of the year. I was there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. The temperatures were really low. It was about 26 degrees. I was completely unable to catch anything on a surface popper. And then I switched to the sinking line and to a zonker, and was able to hook up on a nice largemouth bass and then a really nice sized crappie. And one of the things I'm really trying to do is crack the code on these crappie. I know there's crappie in this pond, and I really want to get a rig where I can go and target them and catch them consistently. Because I catch one here and I catch one there, but I know they're a schooling fish. And when I was fishing spinning gear, I could usually find a lure and a setup where I could just zero in on them and just catch crappie after crappie. So I'm trying to do the same thing here on the fly rod. So that's the weather. That's the area that we're going to be fishing. I'm targeting crappie, but I'll take large bass, or in this weather, I'll take anything. When I get there, the plan is basically I've got 2 fishing rods I'm using. A 10-foot 5-weight, and I have a 9-foot leader on that, and I'm going to be fishing a number 8 popper on the surface, and we'll see. I don't know, at these temperatures they may or may not come up and hit it. When it's a little bit warmer out, I mean, you can just catch fish after fish after fish all day long on that popper, but in the cold, you never know. So the second rod that I'm fishing is a 10-foot 8-weight, and that has sinking line on it, so I can present it quite differently on that. Now today, last time I ran an 8-foot leader on that too, which I think is overkill for a sinking line. So today I'm going to cut that leader back down to about 4 feet on the sinking line. What I'm going to do is cut the end of the leader off and get it down to about the tapered end, and fish that. I'll probably start off with a zonker, but I have a crayfish pattern, and then I have a couple little crappie jigs that I'm gonna try those as well. And I've fished those in the past, but this will be the first time that I'm fishing them on a sinking rod on a fly line. So again, probably 37 degrees up there, small pond, 2 acres, 2 fly rods, 1 5-weight with a floating line that we're going to try a popper on, and then a 10-foot 8-weight with a sinking line that we're going to first try a zonker, which is like an intermediate fly, and then possibly switch over to something heavier, maybe even throw like a crystal flash clouser, or something with a little more weight on it. I don't know, we'll see. Obviously clouser is not a pond fly, but they seem to hook up every time I ever throw one. So it'll be an interesting day. I don't know, I mean, I have days where I go out and I make it through all 3 patterns and catch all kinds of fish, and I have other days where the popper hits and I stay on that the whole time. So we'll get out there, we'll see. If you see blue line in the picture, then that's the floating line, and obviously the black line is the sinking line. So the blue line is 5-weight being thrown off a 10-foot rod, and the black line is the sinking line, is 8-weight, is being thrown off of a 10-foot rod as well, but an 8-weight 10-footer. And again, the floating line is going to have a 9-foot leader on it with a number 8 popper. And the sinking line, we're going to fish number 6, I believe, zonker. And then I've got a couple little crappie jigs that I'm going to throw on the sinking line as well. So we'll see you up there. I'm going to try to shoot some video. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And we'll definitely take some pictures. And we'll see you up there. All right, so getting ready to go out here for loop 1. Here's what we are using. This is an Echo Ion 10-foot 5-weight with 5-weight line, and it's got approximately an 8-foot leader now tied to this is a number 8 popper, and this is a Rapala knot, or a loop knot. Some people call it a loop knot. It's a Rapala knot, so this is, leaves this fly free to kind of articulate freely. So we got our 8-foot leader here. This is an 8-pound tapered leader, 5-weight line, and a 5-weight 10-foot fly rod. Let's wow, the pond has calmed right out. Look at it, it's like glass. I can't wait to get down there. I gotta get my hat on. Oh, I can't wait to get down here. So I'm going to stand back a little bit and drop this fly right in front of where we're going to walk down to. I try not to waste any water. You never know where the fish are going to be. Just peeling some line off here. There's a fly down in the water. Just landed. I'll tell you, 2 weeks ago, they would have been clobbering that fly already. Tell you, with the warmer air temperatures, I thought they'd be on this thing, but they're not touching it. Give it one more try over here. Now, when I started using these poppers, I used to pop it more rapidly, and I found that if I pause 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds sometimes, they'll come up and hit it. So the more I do this, the slower I tend to retrieve these things. Nothing. I'll tell you, this water's a lot clearer than it was. Alright, so I just made my way all the way around this pond. As you can see, the wind has completely died. It's sundown is in an hour. All the way around the pond with this 5-weight, 10-foot 5-weight here, and they just did not touch this popper. In fact, here's one from last week. There's one on the rod now, but just two weeks ago, I came here and literally caught 15 fish on this popper in a loop around this pond. And it was 52, 55 degrees out. Now it dropped down to 25 about 4 days ago, and now it's back up to about 44. And it's just not... I didn't catch a single fish, and I cast every single spot. The tree, both corners, both shores. I spent about an hour and didn't catch a thing there. So that's floating line and a popper on a 10-footer. So now I'm going to move over to this guy. And this is another 10-foot fly rod, except this one, as you can see here, it has sinking line on it, okay? Now this is the Rio Deep 6, so this is a pretty fast sinking line. What I did was I have a tapered leader on here, and I cut it in half. So it's a 4-foot long, I just made a new loop. It's not wanting to zoom in there, but anyways, I made a new loop there, put it on the end of there. I'm fishing a zonker right now, but I got a couple other ones that I might try. We'll see. So I got a zonker on here on a sinking line, 4-foot. This was an 8-pound leader, so it was getting thin about there. So I'd say at that end is probably about 15 pound, and then it tapers down to 8. And we're going to go out and fish subsurface here, mid-water. Now this is intentionally, this is a monofilament leader. So what I'm hoping to achieve there is that the sinking line goes to the bottom, and then the monofilament leader actually keeps the zonker just a little off the bottom so that it's not hooking up on all the weeds. If I put fluorocarbon on there, it would probably sink right to the bottom, hook up on everything. Now, one thing I like about this zonker, and the reason why I'm fishing it, is this. This fly has like this body material right here that's weighted, and if you notice, the hook is on the point of the hook is on the opposite side. So this fly should ride like this in the water with the hook facing up. So as I'm dragging it right along the bottom, it's not hooking on everything like that. So that's why I kind of went towards this zonker. This is a Mad River fly, and we'll see what happens out there. So, just gonna set this down. Jeep key. Phone mount. Oh no, I can't use the phone mount. And keep the phone plugged in. Okay, well, trying to keep my phone plugged in right now because the battery's almost dead. So I've got like we'll give that a try. I think it'll do. Alright, let's get out there and see if with this sinking line and this mid-surface fly, we can pull something out of this pond today. Oh, it is calm. Look how calm it is. Whew. And one thing I can tell you is this sinking line, God, it casts really differently. This stuff is heavy. It casts dramatically different than 8-weight floating line does. So, let's see what happens here. Rip some line off. certainly could have gone a lot further with that. I think we're bringing a weed back with us. Get that off. That was a really bad cast. It was pretty sloppy. Ah, I stepped on the line. Damn. Whew. I'm going right. There's like one weed in front of me. I'm going right on top of it. Oh, I stepped on the line again. Man, oh man. What is my deal today? Oh, that was much better. Much better. Almost looked like I knew what I was doing there. Ooh, fish on. Ooh, he ran at me. He doesn't feel small, but he feels small. All right. All right. Nice perch. All right, so all the way around the pond, couldn't manage to hook up on the popper.